let's kick off some rap talking about Asmongold, because apparently someone stupidly tried to slander Asmongold, and it did not go well. This did not go well for the person. So, shall we begin?
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So it wasn't my intention to make back-to-back videos relating to Asmongold, but what's transpired over the past 24 hours has been fascinating. Quite frankly, one of the most efficient and satisfying effing around and finding moments you'll ever see in terms of content creators, where an individual slandered Asmongold in a viral tweet, and now they're running and hiding because he's contemplating suing them. Who's the account, you ask? Well, it's this individual right here, Abraham Lincoln. Yes, this is their handle, the 16th U.S. president.
This is new. The last time I saw this story, the account actually still existed. They've nuked their channel. They've nuked their entire Twitter account. Oh, they are absolutely running and hiding. Yeah, this must be very recent that they deleted their channel. Or their account. I say channel. They deleted their account. The funny part is, this isn't going to save them. A simple subpoena to Twitter, they've got the handle. All they have to do is subpoena Twitter, because Twitter keeps a record of all of their users, probably for a minimum of 7 years after the accounts have been terminated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Twitter has to keep logs of all of the accounts for at least 7 to 10 years after the account itself has been terminated. So you have to keep the records of that. So all it's going to take is a subpoena to Twitter. And especially if it's coming from Asmongold, do you know Elon's just going to be like, here you go. All he hears, Chamber, go after him. And they're going to find him so easily.
Abraham Lincoln LARP account, and as you can see, they're not handling the threat of a lawsuit, a threat of consequences, very well. They have deleted everything related to the situation and deactivated, which will not help them in the long run. Let me tell you this. But anyways, what's the context? So it began with this tweet right here by this morally dubious individual, where they said, if you ever feel unlovable, just know that Asmongold somehow managed to find a girlfriend. And if that subhuman cockroach can find love, you're more than capable. Now, they shared this photo, I guess trying to humiliate him, but I think he looks quite dapper in this image. But
I'm sorry, I don't know why, that just strikes me as funny as fuck. I've read him say he looks quite dapper when he's sitting there, like, his eyes rolled up in the back of his head with the fucking derp face, like, da. Sorry, that just strikes me as so fucking funny.
Anyways, they're basically saying if Asmongold, of all people, the most evil man in the world, can find a girlfriend, what's your excuse? But of course, they take it a step further, calling him a subhuman cockroach. That seems like dehumanizing language. Not very woke of you.
Oh, there it is. There it is. We have flags. We have pronouns. There you go.
Morally dubious, but anyways, you can see the response to the viral tweet in question for today's video, where they say, I was not aware of this. Oh, geez. With 187,000 views on the response. Now, normally,
the deleted post, Rev's going to show the deleted post. The deleted post in question was done by the Abe Lincoln parody account, which is extremely slanderous. Now, I'm sure Rev has a photo, because I know photos were made of the post before it got deleted. So we will see it. Get ready, because this is going to get good.
87,000 views on the response. Now, normally, Mr. President here, Abraham Lincoln, just LARPs as the
Yeah.
president, okay? And he reacts to stuff like this, talking about the last penny being made. Yes, how funny, how whimsical.
Uh-huh.
But just like many other gimmick accounts on Twitter, the clout and the attention gets their head, where they believe people genuinely care about their
Uh-huh.
actual opinions regarding whatever, especially
And let's see what they stand for. Trans lives matter. Free Palestine. By the way, every single one of you free Palestine people are full of shit. Side tangent. Buckle the fuck up. Every one of these people that have been screaming free Palestine, every single one of you motherfuckers are full of shit. Every fucking one of you. Because while you were out there screaming free Palestine, where you've been doing this for years, where the fuck have you been when it comes to Iran? Where the fuck have all of you free Palestine people been when it comes to what has been going on with Iran, with the people of Iran wanting to get out from under an actual fascist regime and are protesting against an actual fascist regime and getting killed for it because, yes, the Iranian regime is literally slaughtering protesters right now. They're literally lining them up and shooting them in the head in droves. They're charging the families of these protesters that are getting killed by the regime. They are charging them money to get the bodies of their deceased family members back after the regime themselves shot them. Where the fuck were you, Free Palestine? Where the fuck were you, I support Ukraine? Where the fuck were you, Black Lives Matter? Where the fuck were you, Trans Lives Matter? All of you guys saying that we're fighting against fascist regimes with all of your bullshit. Where the fuck have you been with Iran that is actually a fascist regime killing its own people, and they're ramping it up? Bear in mind, they've cut the internet off from the world. Thank God Starlink exists and people are still able to communicate via Starlink. They're actually ramping up slaughtering protesters. That, like, what we've seen is horrific enough. They're actually ramping up these killings. It's, yeah, like you said, Atsunashi, it's going to go up to like 10 times the amount. Where have you been protesting against this? Where the fuck have you been? Where with supporting the people in Iran that want to dismantle the literal fascist regime. All of these people doing this, like standing for this, love to say I'm against fascism. You get all the fucking people protesting ICE saying ICE is a fascist organization. Where the fuck have you all people been when it comes to actually supporting people that are actually against a fascist regime? Where the fuck you been? Every fucking one of you people in the West that have been marching and screaming and reeing just got shown out as being 100% fake. Every fucking one of you. Every fucking march, every protest, every sit-in, every screaming dumb fucking son of a bitch and cunt that is saying free Palestine, I support Ukraine, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, we are against fascism, blah, blah, blah. You all just got exposed as being 100% fucking fake. Not a fucking thing that you say means anything. You're LARPing little pussies that are too scared to actually stand up with people that are actually fighting against fascism. So all of these people need to shut their fucking traps. I don't want to fucking hear from you.
politics, for example, and they lay out all of their beliefs in their former pinned tweet, I guess. And I regret to inform this LARPer that Abraham Lincoln probably didn't have many thoughts about trans lives or Palestine, Ukraine, Black Lives Matter, drag queens, and
Okay, one correction there. Abraham Lincoln, like, this is the one fucking thing that Abraham Lincoln would actually care about. Abraham Lincoln this would be the one thing that as a real Abraham Lincoln would actually care about. That's it. Considering he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, the Black Lives Matter thing, and only to the degree of uh, uh, black African Americans having the same rights as white Americans, and that's it. That's it. All the rest of the shit that Black Lives Matter spewed out, he wouldn't give a fuck about. But the equality for the African American population, sure, he would 100% be behind that. Absolutely. It's the one thing out of this entire fucking list. And the racist part that kind of dovetails into it. That's it. That's the only part that Abraham Lincoln we care about.
especially not lolicon. Like, are we serious? LARPer to a T right here. Like, this is many such cases, but there's one important thing to point out here. Ironic, I know, that this person talks about hating transphobes, and of course, people think Elon Musk is a transphobe, and this person is verified on Twitter, meaning they're paying Elon Musk X amount of dollars every month to have this little badge next to their name. But anyways, they're verified on Twitter as of August of 2025. That is important because they gave over their personal information in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later. But anyways, what is the
Here
tweet?
we go.
Well, here is the tweet in question that caused this whole storm. They say, quoting the previous post, he was 33 and she was 17. Asmongold is a predator.
And you'll see why shortly.
This tweet, as you can see, had 113,000 likes here. I believe it got well over 130,000 before they deleted it. But yeah, this went completely viral with millions of views.
Okay, hang on. Another side tangent. Sorry. Rudy, I got one better for you. I've got a better one for you. Someone did like one of those man on the street interviews and was interviewing people that were protesting ICE and asked them what they think about the child daycare fraud happening in Minnesota. Like these were Minnesota protesters, the fucking morons that are protesting ICE because they want anarchy and they're treasonous, they're traitors to the United States because they don't want actual law and order in the United States. This guy actually went up and asked them, what do you think about the daycare fraud that's being investigated right now? You know what they all said? I don't know anything about that. Every fucking one of them is like, I don't really know anything about the daycare fraud. So they're protesting ICE that came in because of the daycare fraud that got exposed by Nick Shirley. Because Nick Shirley exposed the daycare fraud, that's why they sent in ICE. And they're protesting ICE, but they don't even know why ICE is there in the first place in such large numbers. This is the kind of NPCs that we're dealing with that are protesting ICE. Oh, and by the way, these same NPCs that are literally destroying Minneapolis. They're like these same moronic NPCs that live via Twitter, destroying Minneapolis. They're smashing hotels because supposedly ICE is in these hotels. No proof, by the way. It's just supposedly ICE is in Hotel X or Y, and they're literally trying to break down the doors and windows to try and get to ICE because someone said, oh, ICE is in there. It's fucking insane. Like, they all need to start getting locked up. And I'm telling you right now, within the next day or two, if this keeps going, because bear in mind, the Minneapolis PD have abandoned ship. The Minneapolis PD, when it comes to these riots, they fucked off. They ran away. They literally backed off, got in their cars, and ran away. So Minneapolis PD, they retreated. They've given over the city to the anarchists. They've given the city over to the traitors, to the treasonous ones. And I'm thinking if things have not happened, if things don't change very soon, uh, in 1 or maybe 2 days, National Guard or the Marines are going to get deployed to Minneapolis. In a day or two. In a day or two. Oh, I realized that they were told to stand down. I realized that they were told to stand down. So it's like I'm not like I should be more clarified. I should be more clear on this. I'm not faulting the officers. The officers were ordered to stand down. The chain of command basically told them to run away. Oh, I know Phil Winter. I know he tried to get them to combat ice. I realize this. But I'm thinking within a day or two, we're going to see the National Guard deployed into Minnesota. Because they're also deploying another like 1,000 or 2 ICE agents into Minnesota. There's already another like 2,000 ICE agents en route to Minnesota right now. So shit's going to go up for grabs really quick. And we're going to IRS agents too. Okay, that's probably in conjunction with the daycare investigation. We are going to see the National Guard get deployed in Minnesota, particularly in Minneapolis, within a day or two. It's going to happen. Either the National Guard and or the Marines to basically take back the city from these rioters.
But yeah, this went completely viral with millions
completely off topic,
of
but I'm
views,
sorry, I had to
where this
say it.
person, without any evidence, is openly slandering Asmongold, and also he was blocked, so he couldn't even respond directly to these allegations. Now, what's going on here? What is the context? So the girl in question here, if it actually loads, there we go. Her name is Kaize, if I'm saying that correctly, okay? There was a controversy about a few months ago, maybe a year ago, where people saw a post she made on Instagram where she made a joke. I guess it's a phrase in Chinese culture where she's saying like she turns 18 every year she has a new birthday. Okay, and she liked and pinned a comment explaining the context, saying it's a phrase used in Chinese, basically saying like, you know, someone wants to hope they have as much youth as an 18-year-old every single year. Okay, it's about wanting to look.
And it's that, and also I believe in some of the context. I saw something else on this. The context is also she looks very young, so she still looks 18. That's it. Like you could tell by the picture. Hang on, let me back it up a little bit. She looks young. She looks like she's still 18. So that's also part of the context, is like she still looks very young. She still looks like she could be 18. So the context was she's like, I'm turning 18 again. She actually said again. And people were like, and then of course she went on to explain this.
Used in Chinese, basically saying like, you know, someone wants to hope they have as much youth as an 18-year-old every single year. Okay, it's about wanting to look youthful. That's it. Okay, it's not a literal declaration of their age. That's obvious to anyone with any rationality, but anyways, people on the very respected website famousbirthdays.com, which anyone can edit, by the way, decide.
Which I'm thinking that may need to change now. I'm thinking the people who run the website Famous Birthdays may need to lock that down so not anyone can just willy-nilly change shit. Because we are going to be seeing the results of having that free open access to this website.
Decided to take that phrase she used in the post and make that her actual age on the website. So, scaling back when they met, that would have made her 17 or maybe 18 around the time that she was hanging around Asmongold. Now, I don't really know if they actually like dated or did anything, but they did collab streams and they hung out. But that doesn't really seem relevant at all because this age that this website is generating is not true. In fact,
Like,
according to people, she's in her mid to late 20s. So none of this is relevant. And this is something that Asmongold has already addressed because
yes.
whose community tried to
Yeah. Exactly, Buck. And that's the crux here is this is another situation of someone on the internet can just accuse a popular streamer of being a pedophile and act like there's no, and go, I can do this and there's no consequence to me. And now I have no idea if Asmongold is going to follow through on this. I hope he does, because if Asmongold follows through with this, then maybe these people on Twitter may start thinking twice before deciding I'm going to accuse this big popular streamer of being a pedophile. Because as I've talked about before, merely in the modern day, merely accusing someone of being a pedophile is enough to destroy someone. Depending on who their employer is, depending on who they're friends with, merely accusing them of it with no evidence at all. Again, a lot of these accusations have zero evidence. They just go, "Oh, this guy's a pedophile. Trust me, bro." And that's it. And the recipient of this accusation can have their entire life destroyed. They can lose their job, they can lose sponsorships, they can lose their career, they can lose money, they can lose friends, they can lose family, all over a mere accusation. Because people are fucking crazy now. Because people are so like, we have so many unemployed, uneducated, terminally online NPCs that they just see something online. They don't even think to go, is this actually real? Or maybe I should investigate it. And they just go, oh, it's been said on Twitter. It must be fucking true. And then they just start dogpiling and making that person's life a living hell just because someone made a false accusation. And even when the false accusation is revealed as being a false accusation, it still doesn't matter. That accusation, regardless of the fact if it's been proven to be absolutely false, still sticks with the accused. It never goes away. They still have that stigma on them of even people doing reporting of accused pedophile. That label will stick with them for years, if not the rest of their life. Just because someone decided, I want to fuck with this person, I want to cause this person problems, so I'm going to make an accusation of pedophilia just because I'm an asshole and I want chaos, or I want to hurt that person because they ignored me or they made fun of me and I want to hurt them. And yes, Tornado, that is the penultimate, God help us, result sometimes is that sometimes people that are the recipients of these accusations will actually kill themselves. Regardless of the fact that it's not true, they get dogpiled on so much. They get their lives destroyed. They have employers that fire them because they just see an accusation online with no evidence. They go, oh, well, we can't have that. And they fire them. They get their families that ostracize them or leave them merely because of an accusation, and they end up taking their own lives. Just because someone on fucking Twitter decided they wanted to be cool or funny or just glorious chaos it and accuse someone of an extremely heinous crime. And shit like that needs consequences. It absolutely needs consequences. And I hope Asmongold actually does follow through with it. Because if Asmongold follows through with it, guess what? That's going to open the door. That will open the legal door. It will set the legal precedent for online slanders, accusations like this. So now when people do this to other individuals, they can take it to court and cite Asmon's case as legal precedent for why their client should be awarded damages for the false accusations made against them. This could be essentially legal precedence setting if Asmongold goes through with it and wins.
Spread this false narrative. I'll let you take a guess. I'll give you 3 seconds. Did you guess?
Sorry,
Spread this false narrative. Because whose community tried to spread this false narrative? I'll let you take a guess. I'll give you 3 seconds.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's on the screen, Rab. I'm sorry. It's on the fucking screen.
Did you guess Hassan Piker's community? I know, shocking. But let's hear his initial response to this back a few months ago.
Hassan's obsession is not only growing bigger, it's becoming far more tunnel visioned. Because you remember when I was just raging about all of the Freak Palestine people being completely fake pieces of shit that don't actually have any morals and don't actually believe in what they claim to believe? Yeah, Hassan fits into that category. Hassan is one of those people that is LARPing and is pretending like he gives a fuck about something, but is only using the thing that he's pretending to give a fuck about for clout and trying to basically use it to bolster himself and his popularity so he can make money off people coming into his chat. Because, remember, he's like all about the Free Palestine, but has not said fuck all about Iran and the current state of Iran. Hassan, I know you're shocked, hasn't said a fucking thing about it. Hasn't said a word about it. It's almost like he doesn't give a fuck about any of it. Oh. No, instead, Hassan is all about Asmongold. That has become the focus of Hassan's stream. It's no longer about anything else except reading about Asmongold. The motherfucker is spiraling so fucking hard and is tunnel visioning so hard, it's pathetic. It's simply pathetic. I don't know. I see you guys say that. Like, did Asmongold actually VIP Hassan in his stream? I legit could see him doing that. Okay. I could see him doing that just to troll him. I absolutely could say, okay, so he did. So he VIP'd Asmongold. Or a VIP Hassan in the street. Yeah. That's the level of tunnel vision that Hassan has. The great supposed political commentator now doesn't even talk about that, and all he's focused on is Asmongold. Asmongold has consumed his life so fucking completely that he's absolutely abandoned what he supposedly claims he went to school for and is the premier knowledgeable one when it comes to politics and political science. That's all gone now, and now it's all about what can I say about Asmongold today.
But let's hear his initial response to this back a few months ago.
Asmongold's an underage relationship, an underage girl with Kaisi. Oh, God. I saw this, bro.
Here we go.
People love writing fan fiction. It is crazy. And to me, it's really funny for me to see this happen because they just run out of actual stupid things to complain about. And now they write out fan fiction as well. I don't give this a lot of attention. I don't really give a fuck about it. It's just bullshit. So who cares? But yeah, Son Orbers, yeah, it's just, I don't know why you'd make up bullshit like that. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because you're losing and you're retarded and you're looking for anything that you can to latch onto to try to make me look bad.
And clout. Don't forget about that. It's 100% they're also wanting clout. Because by dumping on Asmongold, they can get clout in Hassan's community. And for some reason, these brain-dead retards still think that Hassan is something great. So if they dump on Asmongold or if they make a pedophile accusation against Asmongold, they think they'll gain clout with their dear Führer, Hassan. That's why they do it. They can go running to Daddy Hassan and go, Hassan, look, I called Asmongold a pedophile on Twitter. Aren't you proud of me, Daddy? Can I lick your inverted micro penis now, Daddy? Please, I did good, right? Can I wear the shock collar next, Daddy? That's why they do this. They're desperate. They're attention whores. They are literally attention whores for Daddy Hassan. That's it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, they want attention. Yeah, it's very, very
No,
weird.
he doesn't.
Now,
That's
of course,
the funny
that
part.
seems like a very reasonable response to a baseless allegation. But careful, Twitter users in the thread we're focusing on today, the present one, they don't care. In fact, they're saying that Epstein also pleaded innocent. So,
But by the way, you guys have to see this. Let me disappear you guys for a second. I want you guys to read down here. I want you to read this tweet. Yes, he pleaded innocent. Just thought that was kind of funny.
if someone falsely accuses you of a crime and you say that didn't happen, you're just like Jeffrey Epstein, according to these absolutely terminally online.
Revan, not all people accused plead innocence. Not all. A very strong amount of them do. Absolutely. A very strong amount do. Not all people accused plead innocence. There are plenty of them that, when they come to court, for their initial hearing, they will initially plead guilty. Usually it's for minor stuff, or if they are going to court with a mountain of fucking evidence, and their lawyer's like, dude, don't even try to fight this. We gotta plead deal. You just plead guilty. But there is a very healthy amount of people that will plead not guilty when they are accused of something.
Individuals. But let's go back to the original tweet here, that of course is now deleted. These were the responses. Okay, the damage has been done. I've already hinted very strongly that this tweet has been deleted and their account is deactivated.
Yep.
But it was up for,
and it doesn't matter,
almost a full day. And the damage really was done. Listen to some of these responses. Asmongold is into children? Who could have guessed? Yeah, this person with absolutely no critical thinking skills saw a baseless post with zero.
No, because they jump on the bandwagon. Because these are unemployed, terminally online NPCs who are jumping onto bandwagons and they're trying to get as many views as possible. All they care about is, how many views am I going to get? How many people are going to like my post? How many are going to retweet my post? How many new followers am I going to get? They're so terminally online, they don't even understand what reality is anymore. They don't give a shit about facts. They only care about that sweet, sweet online engagement. These are people that needs to just log off and go touch some grass, or in the case of the season, go touch some snow. Because their brain is getting rotted by all of this. They don't know how reality functions anymore.
Evidence and just bought it. That's how brain dead and desperate these people are to get negative information on people they don't like. Here's another series of replies. This person saying, I hate Asmongold, but where's the proof of any of this? If you're gonna accuse someone of being a predator, you gotta provide facts to back it up. This person.
And we finally have an example of someone with critical thinking skills that doesn't necessarily like Asmongold. Right here. Someone that hates Asmongold, but even despite hating Asmongold, actually asked the question, okay, where's your proof? This is shocking to see on Twitter these days. It's shocking to see a rational, logical person on Twitter who dislikes someone, but still goes, where's your proof? You're making this accusation. Where's your proof about this heinous crime? I hate the guy, but if you're going to make an accusation, you need to have some evidence to back this up. This is the example of you cannot like someone, but also not jump on a bandwagon with no evidence, no proof, and still retain critical thinking skills.
Got backlash, by the way. for asking the most basic and fair question involving this post. But anyways, you can see a reply here. Her 18th birthday Instagram post was 3 months after he flew her out publicly. They have been.
You mean hey, you are Maya Higa? You mean the Instagram post where she said I'm 18 again? That Instagram post where she said 18 again?
And seeing each other off stream for far longer than that. I'm glad this individual knows so much about the personal life of Asmongold. Thanks for verifying this information and getting 3,200 likes. This person just saying whatever.
Rum Dunster, to what you're saying, I know you're in conversation. It doesn't matter if it's a parody account or not. If you say something slanderous or libel someone, like maliciously, even if your account is a quote-unquote parody account, legally speaking, it means precisely fuck all. Just because you have labeled your account as a parody account does not suddenly give you some kind of a shield against slander and libel and making false accusations of a pedophilia against a person. In no way, shape, or form does that protect you.
3,200 likes. This person just saying whatever. And people just buy. It's literally crazy, guys. It's actually scary how quick people are to believe negative information about people they don't like. And trust me, I've been through it too. Not surprising. But anyways, here's another interaction with that previous reply. This person saying incels prey on teens because they don't have the mental ability to talk to adult women.
Seriously? Maybe someone needs to take a look at It's Just Dubs' hard drive. Because remember, when people talk like this, it's projection. 9 times out of 10, people that say crazy shit like this are projecting, and what they have on their hard drive is worse than what they're talking about. Just remember that.
Oh, maybe you have a point if we're not talking about Asmongold. Like, this doesn't apply to him because that's not what he was doing at any.
And by the way, an incel, by default, is not a pedophile. That distinction should be clear. This person, It's Just Dubs, is equating someone who is involuntarily celibate, which, by the way, is now just simply an insult, is equating them to being a pedophile. As a reminder, incel, or involuntarily celibate, simply means an individual who wishes to be sexually active, but is not able to because they have not been able to meet someone that wishes to be sexually active with them. That is literally the definition of incel. That's it. It means they want to have sex, but they just haven't found a partner to have sex with. That's it. But people like these retard NPCs have taken incel and taken the definition of it and chucked it into the fucking fire and is now equating incel with pedophile. Because, again, destruction of language. It's, again, the people that are just happily destroying language. So when people will ignore when real shit like actual fascism, like what's happening in the UK and in Iran, they'll just ignore that because the words have been just so oversaturated in public media that nobody actually knows what the fuck they mean anymore. And so it just gets ignored. That's what someone like this retard is doing.
Point, and you have no evidence to back that up. So you're making a totally irrelevant claim in response to Asmongold. And again, 134 likes. That should scare you, okay? Here's another series of replies from this Nate individual saying, LMAO
Hey.
Asmongold consistently and still to this day says to release the files. What are you even talking about? So this person is responding to someone who also deleted their response
Oh my
about
God.
the Epstein files. I don't know what this
I-
original post here was, but clearly they were making some sort of a claim about Asmongold and
Well, okay, Rum Dumpster, to your point, if you're not having sex right now, you're an incel. Incorrect. If you're not having sex right now and want to have sex right now, then you are an incel. Simply by just existing and not having sex does not make you an incel. It's you have to, you as the individual must desire to have sex, but are lacking a partner that is willing to have sex with you. If you do not wish to have sex, that's called voluntary celibacy. Okay.
here was, but
Will
clearly
Baconator,
they
that's
were
a whole
making some
different
sort of
issue.
a claim about Asmongold and Epstein. Okay? And in case you don't know, as pointed out by this user, Asmongold has been begging the administration to release the Epstein files completely uncensored for a very, very long time. Now, the individual is this person here, Papa Traeger.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, seems like a very gainfully employed individual who also
Yeah, note it. You are being liberated from,
Yeah,
I think it
seems
says
like a
captains
very
or something like that. And then, of course, what do we have in the bio? What do we have in the bio? Uh-huh.
gainfully employed individual who also
Oh,
said,
capitalism,
mind
okay.
you, with Asmongold blocking him as a screenshot.
Which means
so
nothing.
apparently, if you falsely accuse people of stuff they didn't do and lie, if they block you in response, it's evidence that they're guilty. No, he blocked you because you're a moron.
Yeah. Yes.
He blocked you because you're annoying. It's freedom of association. Nobody has to allow you to interact with their posts, okay? And
Yes,
this person
exactly.
says in response, oh, what? No, wait. Just because you run with the lie of her being born in 2006 and accuse him of being a PDF, acting like an insane person, oh, how could he just block you like that? I don't get it at all. And then he
Yeah,
shares
exactly.
the famous
The screen grab.
birthdays
Uh-huh.
screenshot as if this is the smoking gun. You forgot to delete this one because you still clearly believe this. You absolute
Uh-huh.
bumbleone, okay?
No. Okay, Rev is gentle with his words. I will, for Rev, I will do this. You absolute bumblefuck. You absolute troglodyte. There you go, Rev. Just for you.
This. You absolute bumbleone, okay? But anyways, here's some more responses. This person saying he needs to be arrested for this. And
Me. I want these are the people that and scream about fascism. I mean, look at the PFP. These are the very people that if you do not bow and scrape and kiss the ring of every, SJA ideological cause, like gay rights, trans rights, Pride Day, because that's in their PFP, that you are a fascist. Hey, Alejandra Martinez, I'm going to educate you because clearly you are an uneducated, unemployed retard. Saying that someone needs to be arrested for, quote, spreading right-wing propaganda, that's fascism. That's literally thought policing someone, and that's fascism. I realize you're a moron, you are uneducated, and you're basically just terminally online, so you only believe what your Twitter NPCs tell you. As someone who is reasonably educated, allow me to assist you with this. By saying someone should be arrested for spreading right-wing propaganda, that is literally fascism. That is literally what the UK, which has become a fascist country, does. That is literally what Iran, which is a fascist country, does. And Iran actually takes it a step further and puts a bullet in your head. You are literally touting fascism right now. You are, if you actually believe this, you are a fascist. And guess what, Alejandra? Fascists typically kill the people that you support. Typically speaking, fascists love to kill the LGBT community. And you're espousing fascist rhetoric. This has been Learning with Ember, Alejandra. I hope you've learned something today.
Spreading right-wing propaganda. Yes, we should just arrest people as soon as they're falsely accused with no evidence. Just arrest them. And then on...
Oh God. Okay, this is off topic. I know you're shocked. Cave Spider, I actually have a little story for you. Where you said the people would support Hitler if this was back in his 20s. In my latest video, in my latest HLC video, where I talked about no, James, I'm not saying you're wrong. This is like lateral to this. In my latest video for HLC, where I was talking about, where I was, expressing sympathy that that the woman lost her life in the shooting with ICE. That I said it's tragic, and while I'm not celebrating her death, I fully believe, with all the evidence that we have seen, that the shooting was justified. It was a justified shooting. It was a legit shooting. It was within use of force, and that the ICE agent did nothing wrong. That he acted in self-defense, and it was it will be classified as a justified shooting. But I still express sympathy that someone, lost their life because of it. And I can still feel bad that someone got so brain-rotted, that someone got so brainwashed that they decided to go this route, and it resulted in them losing their life. Because I said that, because I expressed that kind of sympathy, someone actually accused me in the comments of my video from the HLC React. Someone actually accused me that I would cry if Hitler was killed. Someone actually took that leap, that I got upset that someone lost their life because they got brainwashed, they acted irrationally, and resulted in their death because of a justified shooting. And someone actually said that because I expressed that kind of sympathy for the loss of life, that I would cry if Hitler was killed. That is the level of insanity that these people have. That expressing your humanity and sympathy at the loss of someone losing their life equates you to you would be feeling bad about Hitler dying. That's the level of brain rot we're dealing with here, folks. Okay? That is the level of insanity that we're dealing with. That is the level of insanity that this person has. Okay? In the last few days, I have basically been called, I would cry about Hitler. I have been called a fascist. I have been, I don't think I actually caught the Nazi thing, although it came close with the Hitler thing. People have bashed on me for being sympathetic. I have been getting hit at from both sides regarding the shooting in Minnesota. Both sides have come after me because either I said I thought it was a good shoot, or because I expressed sympathy that a human being lost their life. This is the insanity. This is exactly why I have said that I will still be sympathetic when someone loses their life in this way. Because these people that are attacking me from both sides are losing their humanity. People are saying, no, you shouldn't cry. These people are evil. You shouldn't be crying. You should be sympathetic for them. This is exactly why I am. Because these people are losing or have already lost their humanity. And if you lose your humanity, what's left? Humanity is what keeps us going. And that's why I will continue to express sympathy like this. It's why I will not celebrate the deaths of a protester that makes a very bad decision and ends up losing their life because of their own actions. I will still express sympathy about that. Because it's still the loss of a human life, and this woman was not a terrorist. She was not a dictator. She was not a genocidal maniac. She was a brainwashed, useful idiot that lost her life because of it. Yes, I'm going to be sympathetic about that. If you have a problem with it, I don't fucking care. I'm not going to give up my humanity just to cater to your extreme bullshit. If you don't like it, feel free to fuck off. Anyway, side tangent, I just had to mention that.
We should just arrest people as soon as they're falsely accused with no evidence. Just arrest them. And then on top of that, let's add some additional charges for spreading right-wing propaganda, which I'm sure means anything that this person disagrees with. I mean, just look at this account.
Yeah.
A self-described Latinx.
So they're fake bros. So they're fake. So this person is a fake activist. Right there. That's they just gave themselves up. Anybody that uses Latinx just outed themselves as being a fake protester, as a fake anti-racist. They absolutely just outed themselves because no Latin American individual will ever address themselves as Latinx. People that are actually Latin American hate the word Latinx. They consider the word Latinx a slur. Latinx is basically a gender-neutral version of Latino and Latina. You know, Latino for male, Latina for female. The woke DEI SJA NPCs decided to amalgamate that into a gender-neutral version, and they called it Latinx. And the Latino community fucking hate it. They absolutely fucking hate it, and they consider it a slur. If you call a Latino or Latina person Latinx, you will get the shit beaten out of you because they think you just called them a slur. So that's why anybody that uses Latinx instantaneously outs themselves as being a fake, retarded NPC. And as far as what is a DSA activist, don't fucking know, don't fucking care. They're all fake. This is all attention seeking. And yes, Revan, they do, and they don't like it. That's why they try to gender neutral it all. They are very aware that not even half the languages, more than half the languages in the world are gendered. And they hate that fact. Especially this person. See, yeah. It is. This is attention. This person is attention seeking. You don't put all this shit in your bio unless you're attention seeking. This is someone's terminally on. These are all terminally on my people. They have no life outside of Twitter. They hate the fact that they have no life outside of Twitter. They hate the fact that they are a useless member of society, that they do not actually contribute anything meaningful to society. They are a waste of oxygen and tangible resources on society. They hate that fact, and so they jump online to try and say, I'm actually important. And they do this shit so they can get attention and feel justified and feel like, oh, I actually mean something. I'm actually important. And desperately try to ignore the fact that outside of Twitter, they're nothing. Outside of Twitter, they are meaningless. Their lives mean nothing. They have contributed nothing significant to society at large. And that's why they do all this. To hide from reality.
I know a lot of.
Wait, do we have a definition? Democratic Socialists of America. Well, there you go. They're an activist for communism. They're a communist activist. Is anybody shocked? DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, meaning they're a communist sympathizer. Is anybody shocked? I didn't think so. Moving on.
Hispanic people who have said they'd rather be called slurs than Latinx because it's the most ridiculous form of virtue signaling you will ever see. But anyways, here's another series of responses, people responding to the reply asking for proof, and this person says, because he's ugly and nasty. You heard.
Here's your proof. And another NPC. Fucking, oh, and a fucking V-tweeter at that. I mean, fucking V-tweeter. The fucking V-tweeters, man. What the hell?
Heard it here, folks. If someone thinks you're ugly, you're guilty. Whatever is being accused of you, you are simply guilty in the eyes of this individual on Twitter. Amazing stuff. Here's another series of replies. This person saying she was in her late 20s, pictured here. This person says, dog, your profile picture is the face of an Asian 6-year-old on a grown body. May want to say.
What? I'm sorry. What? What the fuck is wrong with this retard? You guys see the PFP, right? This is the PFP that this person is saying has an Asian 6-year-old face. I don't think it's Tifa, but it's definitely not a quote-unquote 6-year-old. What the fuck is wrong with people? This is I legitimately think that internet social media brain rot is accelerating. Oh, it's Eve from Stellar Blade, canonically 6-year-old adult. Yeah, because she's a manufactured person. It's Eve. Okay, like Eve is like what, a clone? Or a biologically like a biologically created individual in a laboratory? Like what the? Oh, check your.
FBI, open up!
Somebody needs to check this one's computer. If he's looking at this and saying that's a 6-year-old, somebody needs to check this one's computer.
Sit this one out. This totally normal person saw this, which is clearly Eve from Stellar Blade, and they think of a 6-year-old child. And this person wants to be the arbiter of whether or not the allegations, the baseless allegations against Asmongold are valid or not. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Here's another one saying, bro, can he be any more disgusting? Thank you, degenerate gambler, who's not a financial advisor. Well, I will advise you to delete this tweet. This is a very dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, as hinted at very strongly earlier, the 16th U.S. President, LARPer Abraham Lincoln, has deactivated. Now, they made some statement. I couldn't find a screenshot. It seems like they were trying to scale it back, but that was also deleted, and now they're gone. I couldn't find a screenshot. I saw people replying to it. But the reason they're saying this is because Asmongold...
No, Jack, it's not make asylums great again. It's make lawsuits great again. It's let these people do this. There is mental illness involved here. Yes, these people are, but some of these people are indeed mentally ill. They're doing it because they suffer no consequences. If they actually start to suffer consequences, they will stop. But because they are able to do this with impunity and suffer no consequences, they keep doing it. Why? Because they exhibit this abhorrent behavior. Nothing happens then, so they go, cool, I can just keep doing this. Nothing's going to happen to me. When these people actually start suffering consequences for their abhorrent behavior, it will stop. It will. Like I've seen some video footage of the protesters in Minnesota when they get confronted by ICE. One woman in particular like was on the cusp of going to jail because she was like following behind ICE, honking her horn at them, and an ICE officer rolled up on her. It was like she actually did this like, like sitting in her house and like talking to the camera thing and was explaining what happened. She was following behind ICE, like following them around in her car, honking their horn at them. And when they stopped, all of a sudden an ICE agent appeared at her window with the weapon drawn on her and said, "Stop fucking around. You don't want to be doing this. You're going to go to jail. Quit fucking around." And she started to cry. And she said, "I'm not going to do that anymore." And instead she talked about, instead I'm going to go like bring food to these people that are afraid to leave their house, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. All things that are perfectly legal and perfectly fine if she wants to do it. But why did she stop doing her abhorrent illegal behavior? Because she suffered consequences. She got confronted by ICE, ready to basically, based on what protesters have been doing with ICE, ready to basically put a bullet into her head if she decided to stop on the gas and try and run them over. And actually suffer consequences and realized, oh, they're not fucking around anymore. They're not going to let me do whatever the hell I want and break the law. And it broke her down and she started crying and she said, "Okay, I'm going to start doing this other stuff instead," which is perfectly legal. The other stuff that she talked about. Again, if they receive consequences for their actions, they'll stop doing it. There was another protester who was doing this to ICE. I stopped her, got in her face and said, "You keep fucking around, you're gonna have a bad time." And in the video, you can hear her crying her fucking eyes out. And the ICE agent said, "Go home. You don't want to be having a bad day like this." And I think she went home. Why? Because she suffered consequences. Okay? When they actually start suffering consequences for their abhorrent actions and illegal actions, then you'll see change. And not before. If there are no consequences, they're just going to go, "Well, I can get away with it. I'm going to keep doing it." It's literally as simple as that. The consequences could be either removing their freedom or removing their money. Pick one. Either one works. Either one of them will get these reeing Karens to stop.
Addressed the situation and said he is strongly considering.
Oh, and Alex, you've seen people double down when they face consequences. Yeah, when they see the consequences, they haven't experienced them yet. When they experience the consequences, then they're not going to think it proves them right. They're going to realize, I fucked up. There's a difference between a law enforcement saying, "If you keep this up, you're going to go to jail," and them going, "Oh yeah, see, I'm righteous. They're trying to silence me." The minute they actually get tossed into a jail cell, they go, "Yeah, okay, I think I fucked up." When they actually experience the consequences, they change their minds really fast.
Addressed the situation and said he is strongly considering suing this individual.
So basically, there's a post. This is a person. It's like saying, like, this is
Here we
actually
go.
crazy to say about somebody, right? Crazy to say. I'm thinking, like, I'm already in a lawsuit, right? I'm already in a lawsuit. I'm already regularly talking to lawyers. Maybe I should sue this guy. 122,000 likes about me being a pedophile. That's pretty crazy. And then you also have, by the way, the person blocked me. And I hate Asmongold, but what's the proof of any of this? Yeah, even people, we just make stuff up now. That's a serious accusation to tweet with no receipts. But you guys don't, by the way, I see some people saying the age of consent 17. Listen, if you are my age, if your age starts with a 3, you don't need to be dealing with anybody.
Nope. That's her name, yes. It depends on the judge. Generally speaking, the consequences of obstruction are either a couple $1,000 fine or jail time. So either they're taking your money or they're taking your freedom or both. That's the consequences of obstruction. Generally speaking, if it's misdemeanor obstruction, it'd be up to 365 days in jail. If it's felony obstruction, pretty sure that's 3 years, 1 to 3 years in prison, I think. And typically speaking, it's usually accompanied by somewhere around, depending on the state. I'm being very general here. Bear in mind. Generally speaking, you would expect roughly a $2,000 to $3,000 fine. So $2,000 to $3,000 fine and jail/prison time.
That's 17, okay? I'll talk to my lawyers next time I have a meeting with them. Then I'll see kind of what their input is, right? It's so cringe to see something like that happen, but unfortunately, that's just reality.
What's also reality is that Honest Abe here is going to make money from this post. But oh, would you look at that? His account is fully verified. Do you have any idea how easy it is to subpoena a Twitter account? See you in court, Abe.
Yeah, guys, one of the greatest examples of an effing around and finding out moment in real time. It happened within a few hours. He makes this announcement. Within a few hours, this account is nuked, gone. Okay, but good luck to them. As pointed out, they are verified on Twitter. A subpoena will pull their records. Like, I guarantee this, okay? Their personal information is there and ready for the taking through a subpoena, okay? They are cooked. If Asmongold wants to sue this person, they are absolutely cooked. It's just a matter of, is it worth it to him? Does he go like scorched earth like Ethan Klein and just want to sue this person on principle? Because
what? Why not? Asmongold's got the money, and suing them on principle alone, that's kind of on brand for Asmongold. That literally is kind of on brand for him. Where he's just like, you know, the retards are coming after him, and he just decides, you know what? I'm going to make an example of this one, and I'm going to set some legal precedent. That's on brand for him. Yeah, absolutely, yes. I mean, all of this hinges upon if his lawyers think that he has a legitimate case against the person, which he might. He very well might. So, but we'll see.
let's be real. What money are they going to give him? I mean, they're pretty much going to have to garnish whatever wages this person has, or maybe in the future might have. There's no way this individual is gainfully employed. I'm just going to say it. But anyways, it's a principle thing, and I support this 100%. 100%.
It's not about the money. It's not about the money that Asmongold can get from this guy. Keep that in mind. At no point in his head did he think, I'm doing this to get money out of him. No, it's to prove a point. It's to make a statement. It's to set a precedent. That would be the reason. Yeah, it's literally all about sending a message. That's why he would do it. He doesn't give a fuck about the money. He gives a fuck about sending a message, setting a precedent of, you want to fuck around and you're going to find out. And I'm going to start the ball rolling on that one. That is completely on brand for him.
People have gotten way too comfortable saying crazy stuff on Twitter, falsely accusing people of things and getting viral support. They see this sort of feedback loop and they say, oh, why not do...
Well, Curtis, I don't have Heath Ledger, but...
It's all about sending a message.
Not about money. It's about sending a message.
I don't know. Which one do you like more, chat? Did you like the Tangier or did you like mine? He had dueling jokers. You think it sounds wrong in that voice? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do it again, or why not do it to this person? Because they don't feel any consequences. And shame on Twitter for allowing these posts to go viral in the first place, and shame on the idiots who support it. But yeah, this individual, I hope they find out legally, of course, through the actual legal parameters. And if Asmongold falls through on this, awesome development, and it will be endless content for him And I mean, what else? This guy doesn't spend his money anyway, so he might as well spend his fortune on something. That's just my thoughts, but you know, he can do what he wants. If it's not worth the stress or dragging this out, understandable, but we all hope there's some actual consequences to stuff like this, because you see it with not just Asmongold, but basically any content creator out there who's worth anything, right?
The
They
precedent
get
needs to be
slandered
set.
routinely because people who don't like them can't accept that. They can't just ignore the person they don't like online. They have to go the extra distance and slander them and try to ruin their life and reputation. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah. So yeah, there it is. We'll see. I mean, unfortunately, I have a kind of a bad feeling that this may turn into a, all right, you mentioned it, there's been some hoopla about it, and we may never hear anything about it again. Unfortunately. We you know, this may be a one and done thing, and this may be the last we hear of it, and the whole concept of Asmund suing the guy may just die off and we'll never hear about it again. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. But at some point, someone is going to say or do something bad enough on Twitter that the recipient of these false allegations and attacks is going to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done, we ball, and actually take him to court. It's going to happen at some point, and that will set a precedent. That will get the ball rolling for more content creators that get slandered like this to start taking these false accusers to court and take them for everything.